Hey everybody, it's John. It's Saturday, February 17th, and I was going to go out in the bee yard today and take a look at the bees, but as you can see, we got a little snow last night, or I guess yesterday in general. Got about 3 inches of snow. It's probably safe for me to go out in the yard, but I really don't want to open them up today if I don't have to. It's only about, I don't know, 20, 25 degrees, so I'm not going to open them up. But spring fever has hit, so it's time to do something inside the house. So I'm going to take you down to the basement, and I'm going to show you how we're going to start some seeds indoors this year. Okay, it doesn't look like much, but basically we just have standard rack. I bought it at one of the big box stores. Each shelf holds 350 pounds, so it's going to be plenty big for what I'm trying to do here, plenty strong, overly strong for what I'm trying to do. However, I can convert this also into a 5-gallon bucket holder for my honey. So it's going to have multi-purposes for this shelf. I've got some lights strung up here, and I know I'm going to have immediate response questions, and you're welcome to drop a comment in to say, John, these lights are not going to do it, or yes, they will do it. But these are some very cheap shop lights that I ordered online. And I got them a box of 10, so each light has 2 LED bars to it. I'll turn one on so you can see how bright they are. Each one has 2 bars, so I got a package of 10 for, I don't know, maybe $50. And I thought, man, for my shop, can't go wrong with that. So I bought them, and I thought, I wonder if I could start seeds with them. And so I looked online. Everybody's saying about the type of Kelvin score you need to have, or I believe it's Kelvin score for the lights and lumens. They say you want at least 5,000 lumens. Now, each one of these lights, I did check, only has 4,400 lumens. But I'm thinking to start the seeds out, now not to grow full plants, but to actually start the seeds out, I'm thinking that 4,400 lumens will do the trick. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to do a little test. In terms of the Kelvin, I got 6,500 in each one of these lights. So I know we're good there. I mean, that's going to be fine there. The question is, will the lumens take care of it? And I think as bright as these are, it will take care of it. We can put some tin foil over the top maybe just to help get it down there. So the goal is we're going to put the seed starts here. I'm going to raise the lights appropriate so that it slides here. I do have a heating mat. Bought 4 of these online, pretty cheap. You can see what it is here. 10 by 20 is 75. It will keep them around anywhere between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And that will just help get the seeds to germinate. Now, for those of you saying, John, you actually need a grow light, I'm going to do a test. I'll do a test. Here's a grow light that I have. It's a Fairy Morse. I bought it at, I don't know, one of the big box stores for sure. And we'll see. This is the actual grow light designed for seedling trays. I'm going to do some peas underneath this grow light, and I'll do some peas underneath my shop lights, and we'll just do a test. We'll see which one works out best. So there's the box that the heat mats came in. I've never used heat mats before, but we're going to try it this year and see what happens. And there's my box of my 4-foot LED linkable shop lights. You can see it was a 10-pack. Highly recommend them. They were cheap. You see the 6,500K there. I had to go online to determine the lumens, and the lumens again are 4,400. I think it's going to work. Here's the peas that we're going to start today. They are Sugar Daddies by Burpee. We just went to one of the big box stores and I found them. I thought we needed some peas, so we're just going to give these a shot. We're going to start them indoors. And again, we're going to do 2 tests, one with a grow light, an actual grow light, one with my shop lights. We'll see how it goes. I'll plant probably 8 in each one. I normally use those peat pots to start peas. That way I can just plant them directly in the ground. But I saw these yesterday at the big box store, and I was fascinated with them. They're pop out and reusable. So we're going to see what these look like. I'm going to go ahead and open them up right now. What they have, of course, you got your seed starting tray here that you can water, right? So you can put the water down here and start the plants in these little kits. These are apparently, I'm guessing they're silicone. And so once we fill these up, it should be very easy to press out. So you can press down on these, press out, and get the seedling to come out there in a solid form. So as opposed to creating my own pellets or creating my own, put them in peat pots, I think these might work. We're going to give it a shot. I've never used these before. I don't know if anybody else, I've never even seen these before. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen them or used them, but I'm kind of impressed with how they would work. So we're gonna give it a shot. This is gonna be the first time for me to ever do this. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used these before or if you like them. They come in different sizes. So these are for 8. So we're gonna do 8 peas in this one. We'll do 8 peas in this one. One will go into the shop light, one will go into the grow light. They also have 16 cells. I bought a few of these to start some plants as well with the silicone in the bottom again. See what they look like. We're not gonna use the 16s today. But you can see the tray comes out, slides out, and there you get your silicone where you can just press down and get the seedlings out there to plant them in the ground. And again, they set a nice tray here, so you can water the tray, have the water come up from the bottom to water the plants. I'm pleased with them. They feel very durable. So should be able to get several years out of them, if not more. So let's get started with planting the peas. I just bought this. I know I've got some stuff out in the shop or out in the hoop house that I could have used to plant these. There may be insects, worms, things like that. Since I'm doing this in my basement, I really didn't want to contaminate my basement with bugs, worms, anything of that nature. So I just went ahead and bought one of these bags. Yes, I could have mixed my own, saved some money, but I'm looking for cheap and easy, or I'm looking for simple right now. And so this is just the seed starting mix. Burpee Organic. I've never used it. They're not a sponsor, at least not yet. They're not a sponsor. And this is 100%, well, it's the primary made out of coconut core is what the most of it's made out of. So I'm going to open this up. We're going to put it in a box. I'm going to dampen it down with water. Then we'll start filling up our trays. Okay, it's nice and dry, very lightweight. We're going to dampen this one down before we put it into the trays. Now, one of the things I like to use for my seedlings is just a old pop bottle with some very small holes drilled out in the cap. And that way, if I'm doing seedlings, this is a whole lot easier to water with less damage to the plants. So if you are looking at a way of watering seedlings, I suggest using this. Let's take a look at the consistency here. Get it damp. I don't want it drenched, I just want it damp. So we'll pack in easy. Peas like to be packed in. They like to have a solid surface to grow in, to start in. There we go. That's getting to the consistency that I want to see. I could probably give it a little bit more water, but I think this will do. All right. So I'm going to take the first tray, and we're just going to pack it in there. Try not to make a big mess. This table's been in our family for 20 years. That's why it looks the way it does. When you have 3 kids, it happens. I should refinish it one of these days, but we'll get there. Okay. We'll spread it out, pack it in gently, not super tight. Okay. right, just use my finger, poke down just a little bit. Some people will tell you to go all the way down to the bottom. I don't think you need to. Here's our peas. You can go 1 or 2 in each one if you want to, but for the sake of this trial, to see if the shop light works as good as the grow light, we're just going with 1. 1 in each hole so we can have a control. I know that we've got 8 in that one. Now I'm just going to come back, cover those up. Make sure they're covered. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to come from the top and just water them a little bit on the top. And of course, we're going to water these from the bottom as well. And that way, once we fill that tray up, here, we've got the plant tray with the silicone on the bottom. We'll put water in this tray. I'll end up putting more in there than just that. And basically, as the tray sits in here, it will suck the water up from the bottom. So the water will go up through the roots and it will suck up from the bottom. So I shouldn't have to use this bottle to keep them watered. I could, I just don't have to do that, as long as I have water in the bottom. And we don't want to drench the peas. We don't want to soak them. I mean, I don't want this thing to be super full. I only want enough water that will pull up as the seed develops. Right there, peas. 1 pea each hole, so we have control. You know, hopefully these burpee seeds are good. They'll germinate. Okay, if I got enough on here, I can cover it back up. If not, I'll add some more. Just make sure they're bedded. Water the tops. Water the bottoms. Okay, and that should draw, the water should draw up here and get these peas going. So now we'll set up our heat mats, get the lights ready. We want the lights to be as down close to this, close to the seedlings as possible. 12 to 14 hours a day. And you want them close because you don't want leggy plants. Plants become leggy as they try to stretch to reach the light. So if they're not getting enough light, they're not getting enough lumens, then that could be one of the reasons why you have leggy plants. So we want the lights down as close to as possible, really, not laying on the soil, but an inch or so above the soil. And then we gradually just increase the height of the lamp as these things grow. I'm interested to see if the shop lights will produce leggier plants than the grow light. We'll find out. So let's set up our stand and get to it. Okay, so this is going to be our grow light that we used earlier. You can see how it's built. It's got these stands on it. Since I'm using the heat map, the heating mat. I don't like the distance between the light. This back shop light is not on, by the way. I don't like the distance between the grow light and the seedlings. We've got, I don't know, 5 inches, 4 inches, something like that. I wish it was higher. I could raise this box up, but since I'm using the heating mat to help with germination, we're just going to let it do its thing. So this is how the grow light comes. And if you're trying to start seeds at home, you've got this stand here. If I didn't want to use the mat to help increase germination or speed up germination, then I would actually put some books or something underneath these seedlings or the peas and raise them up closer to the light. But I'm going to use the heating mats. This is the first time I've used those. I've never had experience with them before. Not sure they're going to be worth it or not, but we'll give it a shot. Now I am going to put a cover on, not because it's necessary, but because my daughter left her cat here when she moved out, and I don't want the cat getting up here and playing with the peas or moving food or moving dirt around. Once they sprout, I'll figure out what I'm going to do then. But I'm just using this as a preventative measure until they actually germinate and they start coming up at the top. All right, here's the setup with the shop lights. You can see, if you come down here, we're about 1.5 inches. The light is about 1.5 inches above the peas. We are also on the heat mat here. And I've got basically 4 bulbs in the general vicinity, 2 different shop lights. Again, those shop lights were dirt cheap. 4,400 lumens, 6,500 K. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be just as good, if not better, than this grow light. But we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be a whole lot cheaper. It's certainly a whole lot cheaper than the grow light. And just like I did for the other one, I'm going to put a cover on it until germination's taking place, just to keep the cat out of the mix. I don't want him thinking this is a kitty box, litter box. So there you have it. Both trials. We've got the shop light one down here, and we've got the grow light one right there. Both are on the heating pad or heating mat. Both are covered up. Both have been watered. There are 8 peas in each one. And again, we're using those burpee starters with the silicone bottoms. Never used them before. I don't know if they're going to take. I don't know if it's going to be easy to remove and transplant outside. We'll see. This is all a trial run. Thanks for watching. I know it's not about bees today, but it's bees and such. And the such happens to be planting peas. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Leave something in the comments if you want to see me try something different out here in terms of starting seeds indoors. I've started seeds indoors many years, have had mixed success. This is the first time I've had an actual nicer setup, but I never had the shop lights before. Those grow lights are expensive. So let's try some shop lights, see what happens.